Now, speaking of tickets, before we get into our chapter discussion back here on the Public Safety Special Broadcast, big announcement coming through last night, early morning.
The Reze movie
Is coming, which
Let's
we all
go.
do, but it will be out on September 19th, a little bit later than I had expected, but
I thought it would be October, so I'm happy.
Okay, yeah, it's happening.
I think September. I think they were gunning for summer, so it's like September was like right at the end.
So,
Yeah, I'm
about
surprised it ended up being a bit later than summer.
yes, but it is coming this year. Long have we waited. Actually, it hasn't been that long. It's been a couple years. This make it 3 years since 22 when the anime era ended last time. Ended on that sort of anticlimactic note of that is the first arc leading into the Reze movie here. What's everybody's plans? Y'all going to see it? I assume so.
I would definitely see it multiple times.
Yeah,
It's definitely gonna be shown here, at least from my area. I think like if best case scenario is probably gonna take a month. Worst case is probably early 2026.
To get a global release. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a maybe not theatrical release, but some kind of access to it earlier rather than later. Let's check.
I guess some festival might happen. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Look back, it took a little while to get global distribution, but that was also because it's a very strange movie, right? It's
Smaller
like
production.
under an hour, unknown production studio. You know what I mean? Mappa's got the pedigree.
I'm glad that
Hmm?
oh, I was gonna say I'm glad it released on Prime because then I could just immediately rewatch it multiple times after I saw it in theaters.
Yes. How many times deep are you all on Look Back? Will I do 10 for Reze movie? Probably not. I've read the Reze arc a lot of times, so
I think for me, I watched it twice in the local theaters, and then one more time in a festival because I didn't know they were going to show it at local theaters, so I got the festival
right.
tickets.
That's right.
And then before the festival tickets screening happened, I was like, wait, they're going to show it at local theaters. I'm going to watch it at local theaters because I have a terrible front seat in the festival one.
Oh, that's too bad. But we got to see it in the end. Everybody got to see it in the end, which is great. I was worried that it wasn't gonna, make it past any just like small screenings. It wasn't gonna make it to streaming, which would have been devastating. But we made it. I would guess. I would guess something similar will happen with the Chainsaw movie. Not too long after a theatrical
I mean, it's going to be Crunchyroll, and that's way faster usually.
Yeah, we've had some.
I would I'm sorry. I would have wished to see it theatrically, at least for the first time rather than on streaming, because I think seeing it
Yeah.
in theater, like look back, was a very exciting experience.
Yes, it's a
The music
very
is very overwhelming in the theater showing.
yeah, and the sound is very subtle. You know what I mean? It's a very I don't want to say unique because there's other movies like this, but lots of movies nowadays, especially, are really loud all the time. You know what I mean? Just like all, constantly with the soundtracks and the sound effects and everything. And there's a lot of
Yeah,
just
it
like,
uses the entire sound spectrum from really quiet to loud.
yeah, there's a couple scenes that just have these like really low bass drones running in the background, and that's it. That's a really nice effect in a theater that can run it. Uh, Loved that aspect of it, but still, I don't think we know all the details of how it will be distributed around the world. Obviously, if you're in Japan, just head to your local theater on September 19th. I'm sure it will be, nationwide. No doubts about that. So get out there, run those numbers up. You know what I mean? Let's see it. Let's see it, Japanese Chainsaw Man fans. I'm sure this one will come out nice. Uh, Hopefully, I don't have to fly out for the theatrical release. I'm not going to do that for Raise It movie, even though I'm sure it will be good. But Mappa's just Mappa. They'll be okay. It'll be good. That is the exciting news from the world. Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick. I gotta go before we keep going.
It's okay.
Break.
Should have been
Yeah.
ready, man.
Hey, it happened. You know what I mean?
Are we supposed to just fill time on ourselves now? Oh no, the recording's still happening. Oh no.
We gotta
Anyway, how are
fill
you
the
doing?
space. Oh, I'm doing good. I couldn't not be doing good, like waking up to Reze movie information personally. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm excited. The designs are very fun. So I started drawing the characters. Very fun. It's closer to how I usually draw, so I'm very happy.
I like a lot of the new designs. I thought they were very cute. I really liked the power one. I made it my profile in Blue Sky.
Yeah, surprise, that's really fast.
I also liked Reze's hybrid form. She looked like a bit of a creature, and I love that for
Yeah.
her.
I wonder if we should introduce ourselves or just wait for those.
Um, I am just a bit of a loser who posts on Twitter and Blue Sky thinking about Chainsaw Man all day. That's just who I am. I'm too involved in the mess.
Okay. And I mean, yeah, I'm Fizzy. I do art, Chainsaw Man art a lot. Um, Also on Twitter and Blue Sky now, but I don't know. I find it hard to be active on Blue Sky for me. I just post my art and that's it.
I think recently I've made a more of a move to Blue Sky because I used to kind of be in a similar position because I just find people to be more chill
Okay.
there, and that was nice for me.
Yeah, it's definitely more chill than Blue Sky, but I don't know. It's just I don't follow enough people for enough interesting things to show up. So yeah. So we just filled some time. I don't know if the recording is still going on or not, but yeah,
Yes, it is. It is going on.
we did some light introductions, but I think we need formal introductions.
Yes. Well, all right, we are back. The Race It movie hype is good. Get hype for that. I am. We all are. We still don't know too much, but get excited regardless. On that note, let's get hype for some other Chainsaw Man. We got some written, some illustrated Chainsaw Man coming down the way. Let's get hype for that. Before we get into the chapters here, I would like both of my illustrious guests to introduce themselves. I'm, of course, your host, Secret Doves, age 34, and my contract is with the War Devil. Both my guests go around and give your name, age, and devil contract, as is the public safety tradition. Vic, take it away.
I guess you go first.
Thank you. My name is Vic, age 19, and I have to say I'm contracted with the Death Devil today.
Okay, okay, big. We got the War Devil, we got the Dead Devil. Wow, big timers coming through on the show today. All right, Fizzy. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, I'm Fizzy. I'm 27 years old, artist on Twitter. I'm currently contracted with the Gundam Devil because I'm watching Gundam, the original Gundam, actually.
Oh, hell yeah!
I watched the
Fuck yeah!
I watched the new series, the one that has written by Anno and a bunch of other people. G Cux, or I guess the series wants to call it G Quux. G Quux.
These fucking
Yeah, the
losers.
movie screening of that. But yeah, I've already been like, it's on the slow burn, Gundam 79 for me. So it's like I'm just slowly burning through it, and then I watched the G Clocks, and I was like, okay, I think I need to finish the original Gundam. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you do. Everyone should enjoy Mobile Suit Gundam at some point. You know, a lot of many things.
It's very good. It's like it's dated, but it's still really solid anime.
Yes, it's just a good show. I mean, there's a reason it had the impact that it did. It's just good. Many tropes will congeal in your mind. Many animated tropes. You'll be like, oh, okay, oh yeah. But just remember, they weren't tropes back then. It was the first time. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck, robots and shit. Like this.
The robots are doing the war crimes.
Yes. Speaking of war crimes. What? Oh, what?
It came out in 1979, which is why people call it 0079.
Yes.
That's interesting.
In the universe as well, is set in the same year. It's just 00 instead of 19. Very cheeky.
Ah, yes. It was, I mean, an instant classic, and classic for long.
I wouldn't know if it's an instant classic because I just found out that the original Gundam serial running got cancelled. It was supposed to be 52 episodes, and they only had 43 episodes because the higher ups was like, this is doing badly. Fucking cut this shit.
Well, there you go. Made it around in the end, but
I think the Fujoshis made it survive because they kept buying a bunch of stuff.
The Fujos were the major supporters of the mecha sets back when they came out, which became the lifeblood of the whole series. It was a very, very interesting development of the history of the mecha fandom coming from back in the day. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss other kinds of war crimes, specifically the war crimes of one War Devil, which we will be talking about now, getting into chapter 195 of Chainsaw Man, Kill Me Tears.
Kill Me Tears!
Yes, we've got a double episode to catch up on. This one produced a lot of discussion. Here we have Asa and Denji interacting for the first time as themselves. They interacted a little bit in the aging domain, and now they're interacting again a little bit here. Well, what did you two think of their interactions? Let's start with your overall thoughts of the Asa and the Denji dynamic in this chapter to kick things off.
I guess I'll start. I think it's cool. I predicted that when she was pointing the gun as the quote unquote cliffhanger. I guess it is a cliffhanger, but yeah, she was like basically trying to psych her up into being scared so that she can boot Yoru out. Because we do know that she can momentarily take control now, ever since 167.
Yes.
So she's both afraid of herself, Yoru, of killing herself, and also I think killing Denji as well because she's constantly having it pointed to him or herself,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
that's really interesting because I think like the main topic conversation of the chapter is about her trying to kill herself, but she's
Again.
like for Denji, he's really concentrated at the fact that she's constantly pointing the finger at him, and he's really bothered
Uh,
about it.
I think what's interesting with both Asa and Denji and their, I guess, contrast is Asa is a lot more introspective and concerned about her morality and what it means. Just ultimately, the overall thing is, do I kind of protect this one person? Maybe you could see that as a symbol of what the cat is, or do an overall good. And she is, I think both Asa and Denji at times struggle with suicidality, but being afraid to fully die or be
Yeah,
alone.
I think the contrast thing is really interesting because like I think for Asa's character as a whole, she's always quite focused on how she affects her surroundings. She's very sensitive to what people think of her and that kind of stuff. And her justification about wanting to kill herself in this situation is because Yoru is gonna do something worse than humanity's extinction. And this is kind of running into contrast into what she learned from Falling Art, which is that she deserves to live as well. But Denji is like more centered about him living by on his own, as in like he's focused on his own well-being. So he's not really concerned about what happens to other people until he
It's
needs to.
true. It is true.
Yeah, I think Denji isn't being the most. Obviously, he's not being very empathetic here, although he tries to only at it very much being in his face, which has been the trend for him lately. I think there's such a big contrast between him earlier in the series or early part 2 or the aquarium arc where he shows a lot more empathy and honestly seems a lot different than what he is currently at now, where he is
Yeah,
pretty
a lot of things.
apathetic
A lot of
towards
things
Asa
happen
as
to
a
them.
whole. Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot of
I think
circumstances have
Denji,
changed.
he can't. There's a capacity for how much he can connect with like the aging devil arc and just I'll like perpetual motion scene. I'll keep going and going. I'll get a new family. So it's kind of like, and also he's used to oh she hates me, she's gonna hurt me. So I think that part of it is what leads to him being more apathetic, and the chair thing is kind of
Yeah, I
Right.
think in a way the aging art really made him see people as kind of things, as like he can always get them instead of like beforehand he's like he has a similar thing but he doesn't see them as things to get in a
I
way.
I don't know if I really agree with that. I've heard this take a lot, but I don't see like because he's talking about the specific people and he's going through his memories with them and then he talks about them later and he doesn't really like his attitude doesn't really seem to be dismissive or flippant about it. He's very
Well, it's not he's
he's
not
thinking
dismissive of the
through.
people that he has now, but he
No, but
also
like the
is
people
willing
that
to part with them way quicker now.
people that he loved. Well, I don't know. We haven't seen anything like that, right? Like
I
he doesn't. It
think
doesn't have anything. He's got nothing.
I think that like Fujimoto often has people have these beliefs, evolve forward, backtrack, and I think Denji's statements in the aging devil world was, I guess, in this brief moment to pick himself back up, and then we see him kind of go back into his shell and being so grateful and emotional. That idea that Yoru and Asa like him, the only people in the world that would, and he when he talks about maybe meeting the new Control Devil or the Blood Devil, there is this kind of looking forward to it, but also the feeling that they are not going to be the people they used to be.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of contention
Loss.
with being what the grief he has versus I have no choice but to move forward. I'm immortal,
Right.
which Fujimoto loves writing immortal characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was another thing I was gonna say. I don't really see Chainsaw Man features many suicidal characters, including Asa. You know, Asa's story is centered around this concept of guilt of having lived and deserving to live and the value of your life and whether you deserve to live or not, right? All the way back from chapter 98, which says if everybody voted for someone to jump off the top of a building, they would all vote for me, and I would probably vote for me too. You
I
know, all the
think
way back.
what makes Asa so interesting is her evaluation of maybe who deserves this or that, or whether something's good or bad, which she takes out on herself the most. But like thinking about her kind of overlooking the balcony with the class rep and her talking about how she's kind of disgusted by the city that like the mayor has a DUI and just pointing out how not great the world is, and I think that's what makes her very, I think, important and will be an important contrast to Denji because she
Yeah.
is can't stop herself from looking at what's really happening. She wants to repress as much as possible, but it's very she can't stop thinking, and always being concerned with what's happening, what she's doing, what everyone else is doing, what they think about her. You know, all these different factors.
And Denji does not think about any of these things.
Yeah,
No, I think
that
he
is certainly
does to a
true.
degree, but his primary coping mechanism, he, it's really, really hard for him to want to face that, even though
Right.
I think he obviously does.
He doesn't like to think about the hard stuff, even though he does. And when push comes to shove, he will do it. He's not like ultimately avoid it. But if he doesn't have to, you know what I mean? There's no point in thinking about the bad stuff, right? It just makes you feel bad. There is a little,
Yeah,
there is
Yeah,
it's,
he will put it off until it hits him in the face, which is what what he said to Asa in the end, where she's like he doesn't know what to do, and he's like,
Yeah.
well, we'll just have to deal with it when it comes to blow up in our face.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always been like kind of
He's
shot down to his
Denji,
lows, and then he
Denji.
has to pick himself back up over and over again. Like it's not a choice, and I think that very much informs his perspective here. Even though I don't think he's doing good with this advice he gives to Asa.
Right.
Here.
This is not going to solve the problem. One question I wanted to have. Do this Yoru's secret plan. Do you think this is a real thing, or do you think Asa's grandstanding here to get Denji to do it? You know what I mean? Get Denji to kill her.
I think Yoru came up with it during the time they spent on the balcony. But
Do you think Yoru has
I don't know if
concocted
Denji
an evil
outright-
scheme?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I don't know if Denji outright said that he's gonna fight the Death Devil to Yoru, but I think Yoru probably just picked up that he's probably gonna do it. So she started concocting a plan, which is why Asa
Yeah,
started
she-
having this intense reaction because it's quite a sudden thing.
I think that
Maybe.
because she's having so much fun and she's at the most power she's been in the story, I think the objective of killing the Death Devil, it's like, oh, I can take down these like barriers and I can reign how I want to. I love
Yeah.
destroying and blowing up these buildings. It's so fun, but
Yes.
I think there's something I kind of thought about in the past of just when it comes to like merging the earth or human realm with maybe the
Hell.
devil side of things
Yeah.
is perpetual hell that could be enacted by Yoru if death is gone.
Yeah, because nobody would die anymore. So
So Death Devil is gone. Humans can't die, but you can like torture them forever and gain power through their fear.
yeah, so
Turn
like
them into
war is the
subjects of
constant
hell.
state of conflict.
Okay, that could be.
So it's
And
like-
seeing like
Interesting-
aging Devil's World
interesting theory.
having this alternate tree reincarnation thing, it's reference to Dante's Inferno and the Suicide Forest. So it's like I think having these maybe
Okay.
layers of hell and perpetual torture, that might be what Fujimoto is seeing here.
So, you know,
This is giving me images of Mad God.
turning Chainsaw Man hell into more like Christian mythological hell, where there's people in there suffering, getting tortured by devils. So merge the worlds and then, farm the humans for their suffering.
I guess, yeah. I guess like the way the world is right now is like, especially like going back to when Asa was saying like the world's rotten and that kind of stuff. It's like the world's corrupt. Is like the apocalypse would be Judgment Day in a sense. They're getting judged to go to hell.
I mean,
And in my
I can see
upbringing
it.
of like in my upbringing is like I mean I got brought up with the Quran instead of Bible, so I don't know what the differences is like, but like hell is like everyone's immortal and you're just basically getting tortured the entire time, so it sounds very
Like
similar.
there's many versions of hell and different
Right.
religions, and what that might look like. There might be more of a reincarnation cycle
Yeah,
or
the one
perpetual.
the Chainsaw Man one is kind of Buddhist hell currently, because it's just
It's
That's
very-
what I
it's-
was kind of thinking.
Yeah.
The human world is very colored with like Christian-ish beliefs,
Right.
while the world itself, like the foundations of the universe,
metaphysics.
is very Buddhist. Yeah.
yes.
I guess it's like it kind of comes to the
Cycling
point where
through
like, I
hell
think there was a
vector.
saying in Japan, and like in Japan there's like a saying where like you live like you live like a Shintoist, but you die as a Buddhist or something like that.
Yeah,
It might be something similar.
the mix of religions, it's all mixed up, man. It's a fun time. There's a lot of stuff going on with it. A little bit too much to get in on this very episode. Maybe we'll talk about it sometime. We'll do the themes of Buddhism in Chainsaw Man. There's not that much. There's not that. It's just
We need
it's
to talk
really
about
just
Denji
the
trying to kill
hell
Asa
cycle
though.
thing. Denji trying to kill Asa. Okay, I mean, what was everybody's take on this? Obviously, here we have, Asa, Denji, their relationship. Both of them not in a great spot. Mentally, clearly, Asa's trying to kill herself. That's not where you want to be. And Denji is all fucked up. With excruciating detail. We know all about exactly how he is all fucked up. So yeah, they're being all fucked up together. Denji coming in with the chair. What did you all? What was your? Yeah. Wow.
Personally, I don't see or necessarily agree with the perspective. He was just doing that to scare her. I think he was genuinely kind of going along with what she exactly told him, and I think that's kind of what Denji is doing, just molding what he's asked to do, which he's
I think-
similarly doing with Yoru to a degree.
I think this is emblematic
that's
of
a good
his
read.
perpetual motion machine right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like perpetual motion machine of how Denji sees like his interactions with women is like he meets a girl, she ends up being dangerous, and then he has to fight her. So
Right.
he's like just
He's doing the
not-
same thing he's
not
been
even
doing.
like- yeah, he's not entertaining the in between steps because there's a lot of back and forth in the in between steps. It's like, okay, Asa says either I kill you or you kill me. He like says twice, like half-assedly, is like, are you sure? I think you can do this a different way. And then after a certain point, is like he doesn't know what to do anymore. So I was like, I guess I'll kill you then. Just grab the chair and boom.
Yeah, I was kind of speed reading through the Reze arc this morning, and it's so interesting with that fireworks scene because he's like, I'm not sure if I should remember. I like my job, I kind of like what I'm doing. I'm not ready for that. He kind of pulls back there, but we see in part two how much his relationships with women get worse and worse, and we
Yeah,
see like with the theater Fumiko scene, and he's like, this is bad, but I'm just gonna go along with it. He's so
right.
crushed down. I think he's just, I'll go along with this. It doesn't
And
matter. It's
there's
always
okay.
like this.
There's that thing in the Fumiko sequence where after it's all said and done, and he's been attacked, and it looks like she's gonna attack him too. That's when he's like hyped up because
Yeah, he was excited. He was like, "Hell yeah!"
that's what
Am like
happens.
low
You know what I
key
mean?
obsessed with 136 like to 138. Like I just start thinking about it so often in retrospect because
It's good.
I believe
J-Top Man good.
that it's like a parody of like Chainsaw Man as a whole, or like the end of part one with Makima. Like he has, the Kara instinct thing, and he gets that bombastic Chainsaw Man violence with
The
this
music video as
old
well.
boy that
Yeah, the
scene.
old boy
And
reference
then
and
Fumiko
Chainsaw
turns on
Nice Little
him,
Hormone.
and he
Right.
can, face this abuser, but also this person he's
Yeah.
attracted to.
Yeah. Fuji would
And
have
we see
lights
how
it up for you.
excited he is.
Yeah.
He is so he wants to be Chainsaw Man. He wants to get back that kind of mania and self-destructive cycle that he is addicted to,
He
and it
knows.
gives him this boost.
He's familiar with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He so that's I think a little bit of an overlooked aspect of Denji's mentality is that he's not here. We all know, right, that Asa is like trapped. She's like we know her the full breadth of her story, right? That this is what she wanted, da 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 da. But Denji's perspective is thinking of her, you know, same shit that's happened all these times before, you know what I mean? Crazy devil woman comes in hot, doing all this crazy stuff, and then he gets betrayed and, attacked and all this stuff. He's seen it before. Here we go again. That's what he's thinking about.
It's not the first time he's had to like kill or attack a woman he is interested in.
That's right. So he's fully caught in his own cycle. Asa's caught in her downward spiral. Denji breaks the chair. I think he was just going for it because a woman, again, like I think the read that woman told him to do it, so he just went in and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it.
I don't
So-
really agree that it's because a woman told him, but yeah, sure. I don't. There's not much to argue about. I just don't agree.
I think there's multiple angles you can look at with why he did this, but I definitely agree he was being serious here.
Yeah. Asa pulls back because, of course, she
Also, I was
does.
like, I need the manga moment where you convince me not to do this.
yeah. Why are you just doing exactly what I told you? They don't really know each other that well. That is an interesting aspect of this conflict. If Asa knew Denji well as a guy, she would know. If you tell this guy to do something, he's just gonna do it. You know what I mean?
And if Denji knew Asa more, then he would know that.
he would know that
actually
she
talking to
wasn't.
her would actually do
Very
something.
She wasn't actually serious,
fascinating,
man. Like
thing.
she's in distress, but they don't know each other very well.
I think she's
so-
serious. She just needs to be convinced. She wants people to hype her up into doing it.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's like how when you go to a friend to vent about something because you need to do something, it's just like you're complaining about a lot of things, but it's just the friend is just there to like boost your morale so that you can actually do the thing.
Maybe. I
Like
don't
pull
know.
through.
I don't know. I don't know where Asa is exactly at. That is the thing that we leave off on, where we've gotten still Asa. We're not. Asa is
I
now
think,
like
Fujimoto
a
fumble.
loaded. It's now another loaded gun we have in the story, right? We've
I
got so
have
many of these. Oh,
a bit of a prediction based off of chapter 104 called Spoiler with the
oh,
opening
the
with
eating the
Yori
cake.
in her cake shirt. And I think we see like her accusations to Denji about Chainsaw Man is kind of reflected in what's happening currently. It's like you eat people. He ate the tree people.
That's right.
Um, and at the end, she's like loser and leaves. And I wonder if her image of Denji is gonna deteriorate the more she knows him, because she doesn't really know him fully, and it's very confusing, like him talking about eating toilet paper at one point. She doesn't even know if that's serious or
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Denji's kind of fucked up if you get to know him. You know what I mean? This guy's all got a depressing ass life.
Yeah, I think I had a discussion with someone as well. It's like they were trying to figure out what their current relation is going forward because they're definitely like, with what we know from how the next few chapters are gonna be like, it feels like they're gonna be off screen for a bit. And to me, it feels like they're in the position of being like this more than lovers, less than friends kind of situation.
Yes, they've
Also, a bit of
been.
strangers at the same time. It's
Yes, they don't.
very
Yeah,
They really
Asuden,
have
toxic
not.
arc.
They really have not interacted very much. Whatever's happening off screen now would actually be sort of like the longest stable interaction they have had
yeah.
with the story, which is kind of insane.
it's gonna be funny because I think, well, there's a chance nothing that different would happen, but I feel like Fujimoto would like have them be off for a bit, and then when they come back, they're gonna have like a very not new, but like some sort of established dynamic to inform where they are at.
Who knows?
Do you think
Genuinely, no clue.
Yoru will appear, or Asa will like maintain control for a bit longer of a stretch than she has been?
I don't know. Genuinely, I've got no clue. What he's cooking up with what's going on here. Speaking of what's going on here, let's get into the next part of these two chapters. The introduction
The school
of
festival.
the school festival. You know what I mean? Guys, folks, we've been through a lot. It's time for the school festival.
Fujimoto reminding us
Slice
that
of
this
life
is a
is
school
finally
arc.
here?
Yeah. Yeah.
We miss
Back to
so many
school.
school tropes, and then it's like, yes, let's bring back the school festival.
It's like, man, this is honestly, this is a little bit of a hard sell for me.
Really?
I can roll with the corny tokusatsu vibes so far, but it's the literal like apocalypse, you know what I mean? Like the city has been obliterated and continues to like burn down. And they're like, roll it up the school festival, you know what I mean? Like kids, roll your sleeves
Well,
up.
everyone's-
Get out to
everyone's
it.
To be
depressed.
honest.
It says right there, like the characters are like, this shit's depressing, bro. Let us enjoy this. Stop saying this dumb shit, Def.
That is true. That is true. Getting into chapter 196, we meet our ostensible Death Devil. Not technically confirmed, but
Not confirmed yet. Fujimoto's been avoiding her name deliberately.
Yeah, no name for Miss Hairs. Some said she's got Denji hair. Yes, I mean I think both of these characters, he draws his hair. They're supposed to be like ratty, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're uncivilized. Denji, he doesn't know about
They're a mess.
taking care of his luscious locks. And her shit's even more
No,
like
messy hair, a bit longer, parted into two parts, kind of like Asa's ponytails, but
okay. We're going deep.
hair analysis time.
Every character's like Asa.
The
I see her in
characters,
everything.
the characters.
I just realized I never noticed. Like I know that people say like Fumiko's like the contrast of Asa, but I never noticed that her front bangs thingy is also mirroring Asa. Oh my god.
from the reverse pigtails. Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
like she has like that tied up front bangs
Yes.
for Fumiko. It's like
Why?
it does look like Asa's ponytails. That's crazy.
Oh, I totally think there's a lot of kind of different contrasts. The dark hair, light hair, Yuko, Asa, obviously like Asa Denji. It's the new little trash boy in death.
Trash
never
boy.
ends.
Why are they calling him
Trash boy.
my?
Look, I've been
my
calling
man,
him
you-
Gomitan. Like everyone's calling him Band-Aid, but I'm calling him trash, okay?
Wow.
He did. Wow, that's fucked up. He did. He didn't deserve nothing to be called trash boy. Okay. Speaking of hair,
It's fun.
the ponytail on the right in the very first panel of chapter 196 looks like Quan Chi's hair. Just saying, maybe Quan Chi's in disguise right now. You don't know.
Baby Quan Chi?
Yeah. Undercover Quan Chi right now. Could be. You don't know.
Maybe it's because I've been watching Attack on Titan recently, but like some of these Thai characters just reminds me of Attack on Titan characters for some reason. The fucking eyes are so big for some of them.
I could see that. I could see that. We have our Death Devil introduction. What do you think of the Death Devil personality? People have called it Kobeni reminiscent. She is a if she were just a person in the class, she was not an actual devil from hell, she would be Chunibyo. You know what I mean? She's Chuni. She's
Very Chuni,
cringing it up out here. She's, watched too many movies, or so you would think.
It's very what do you call it? I think someone mentioned it before, but like Fujimoto wants to introduce anime tropes and he makes it all the devil characters. It's like all the human characters are very grounded, and then it's like I want an anime trope, so make a devil.
That's kind of true. Yeah. He leverages his cosmology to create extreme characters. He's like, I want a character like this. That's crazy. This is a fucking devil. Let's do it. What did you take on the Death Devil? I heard lots of different opinions. Death Devil obviously a very big piece of the story. I heard lots of people talk about like I hope the Death Devil isn't like just another woman random girl character. What's your take on this Death Devil thus far?
I'm very, very excited, and I think I love her so far.
Let's go.
I think, like, one, she does have this Chunibyo air. She's, of course, a mess, very cringy, but she does have this air of superiority. I think
Fair
that
enough.
she's interesting because I think she's kind of reflecting this suicidality and lack of hope as a response to all of these kind of suffering, like that's the salvation, not
Through
change. I think
suffering
there's a lot
through
of
death.
different
Yeah.
outlooks on how to handle mass tragedy here, whether it's completely shutting it out, going to like, easy to reach pleasures, or being this creation of a communal environment like the school, or just giving up altogether.
Yeah, in a way as well. I was like really wondering why she's always this nervous breakdown, and in a way, it's like all these characters are trying to like get over the fact that they're in a very depressing situation, and she's technically crying on their behalf because everyone's trying to be happy, and she's the only one bawling her eyes out.
I think like it kind of makes sense
Interesting.
because, death is like the most feared concept, maybe the most natural human fear. So her almost being in this perpetual state of fear kind of makes sense. I also
I
think
see.
it's interesting because some of it's like we don't want to talk about this, we don't want to deal with this. You're a bit of a freak, which is kind of like dancing around the topic of death and a bit of the fear to engage with what's happening and going into a bit
The
of the school life.
death is a concept that humans can never accept, and so the death devil is a completely antisocial character because there's no way could
I think
ever
it
engage
is
with the concept.
interesting
Interesting.
because it kind of feels like Asa's ostracization, but I also could see it
Well,
being similar to Denji, where
well,
it's like such a feared kind of concept that it's so isolated and demonized. Well, she's literally a devil, but I thought about that maybe.
yeah, and that one they got it right, I guess. Um, but speaking of parallels to
Asa's bully's
Asa,
back.
we have a returning character. Long have we waited. Holy shit! This
Secret MVP.
yeah, this one didn't think she was ever gonna come back at this point. Many way back
And
at
people
the
and
end.
people say that Fujimoto forgets characters.
The bully girl is a bit interesting.
Yeah.
I think like because at the beginning it's like get involved, and she's obviously quite cruel. But I also thought like if you like you should do something helpful and useful. Kind of reminds me of the Devil Hunters Club in the Aquarium arc to Asa, where she tries to help out and fails. I think that
She's not
reminded
trying to
me
help
of
at
it.
all.
Yeah, I'm gonna she's crushing ants. That's very helpful.
Yes. The return of the bully, very interesting because this is the first real reference in the story to like that arc, to the events of the Yuko plotline. At the very start of part
And
2. This is the first reference since
the last
the
time
end.
that we saw her was the introduction of Fake Sawman.
That's right. That's right. The
I think
who
this is. I think this is very intentionally similar to the first chapter, and you could say like the introduction of Fake Chainsaw Man is similar to the beginning where the Fire Devil gave the class representative the power, and that's kind of where this chapter ends.
yes, we after again a very long time. Last time we officially this character was officially in the story. Was probably no one really knows. It was probably the same guy in the Falling arc many almost like over a year ago now in real time. And
Not sure.
Fake Saw is back. He's here.
I
Question
guess,
mark?
I wonder if you guys think this is like a different Fake Saw Man to the
I
Right.
think
Devil one.
Right.
Can I go deep into my theory right now?
Yeah. Give me the
I
craziest shit.
I think we're going into the fake Sawman arc, as in no
Mm.
fake Sawman's arc. There's multiple fake
we're gonna
Sawman, and we're
see
gonna have
we're gonna see the
battle
fake
royale fake Saw.
we're gonna see the Chainsaw Man battle royale, right? With Denji in the mix.
Yes,
Fighting
Look
to
at
be
this
the
sea
who
of
is the
I hate
real
to mention
Chainsaw
it,
Man.
but it's the Invincible War.
Yeah, something like that. There's a lot of these that Spider-Man has
Yeah.
the most
And
classic.
also, one of the reasons I would say this is because, like, this Chainsaw Man is specifically adorned with a cape, like a Western superhero.
Yes.
While
Oh,
Pochita
you guys-
has the scarf,
Okay, you
which
guys
is
can't convince
Eastern
me this
superhero.
isn't like an Incredibles kind of thing. Just wearing capes for style, even though it's a bit, wrong or cringe.
Cringe! Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Unless I'm really confused, I think this is the Justice Devil, right? This is the Fire Devil that calls itself the Justice Devil that turns people into Chainsaw Man. And it is I think it
Could
is
be.
I think it is.
I think the only thing that makes it doesn't feel like Fire Devil to me is the design motif. It's very skeletal. I mean, there's a lot of fleshy parts, but
Right.
it's
It
very
doesn't
skeletal as
feel
well.
very
But
fire.
all the Fire Devil transformations are very fleshy instead, because the class president became a bunch of heads. Well, not a bunch of heads, but like a weird mass of muscle. And the same with the church ball dude.
I mean this is
think
a
it
pretty
seems
similar
like there's
vibe though.
a lot of
Overall.
incomplete or not reaching
Right.
what Chainsaw Man truly looks like. But the fake Saw Man in the Falling Devil arc, I guess, most resembled the actual like Denji Chainsaw Man form. And if they're like separate people, which they seem like they're different. I wonder why these forms are the way they are. Because it seems like almost like the Fire Devil is maybe trying to perfect or maybe replicate Chainsaw Man. It's maybe
Yeah.
more of an attempt to look like Pochita, maybe.
This is Denji look, right? Because it's only got 2 arms, and it's got the handle on the head, not the horns of Pochita. Also, the coat
So it's definitely
thing,
caping
yeah,
Denji.
the coat thing kind of looking like Denji's school uniform when he was flying around with it in early part too. So I think
I also think that
this is Chainsaw Man, the superhero.
I think it's also kind of paralleling Pochita in a way. It's like it's a combination of both, because both have been around, as in like people have seen both around. The
that is
Pochita
true.
Chainsaw
Yeah, it
Man
has
and the
the-
Denji
well,
Chainsaw Man.
Denji has those as well. Yeah,
I guess
So-
the cape is,
So
Pochita has that like
umbilical cord scarf.
Yeah.
I was about to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
but that's Kamen Rider stuff. This is
Yeah.
what's Super Sentai
I
capes.
I am very much in the theory that it's supposed to be kind of like a placenta, which would be fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Kind of
We love
Bloodborne
that.
vibes here.
Yeah, very good, big Bloodborne energy from that one.
I wish Fujimoto would play
okay.
Bloodborne. I think it would be amazing.
Yeah, we've nailed down our fucking completely wrong theories for who this new character is. Who fucking knows who this is? I'm going in on it's the Fire, formerly known as Fire, now Justice Devil. Big's going in on some version, and Fizzy thinks this is one of many. We're in for the Mega Man gauntlet here, fighting all of the Chainsaw mans.
I guess
Could be.
maybe the Fire Devil wanting to resemble like the Justice Devil or justice in general is just kind of maybe like Bear saying like, the flames of punishment if we were going to the route of maybe the merging of kind of like a human type of hell, apocalypse.
Interesting. Yeah, the fires of justice. I've been very interested in this thing with the Fire Devil calling itself the Justice Devil for a long time. It's a very interesting thing to do with a character and with the devil in particular. I'm interested to see where that goes. Speaking of where it goes, we're gonna enter in the most challenging manga prediction weekly contest of all time, trying to predict what the fuck Tatsuki Fujimoto is going to do in the next chapter. Let's hear it. We've got we've got young Nelly. That's a real throwback. We've got Tokyo Nelly and Death Devil probably together in the yard, and we have Fake Saw probably here as well. So we've got two probably characters and one random dude. What's happening? What the fuck is going on? What are we doing? What the fuck is gonna happen? Anything. You can let's say there's anything. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Let's hear it. Make some shit up. Let's go. What's gonna happen?
I don't want it to be the case, but I think this specific Chainsaw Man's gonna die next chapter.
You think he's getting splattered?
I
it's,
don't want it to be, but like someone said that his design is too complicated, and I tried to draw him, and I was like, I agree, he's very complicated. And it's just like it's very hard to draw, and if we're gonna go with multiple Chainsaw Man, he is gonna be the first sacrifice.
Yeah. Okay, so you think this, whatever, it's gonna be one of these like hyped up thing, and then it just splat, and then another fake Saw Man, and then crazy stuff. Okay.
Oh, maybe. Hold on.
Kicking off the gore
There's also
fest. I'm in.
I just came up with it as well, but like I think maybe Bandage Dude is Chainsaw Man as well.
It's all Chainsaw Man. It could be. It could be. He could be one of the lucid.
It is possible there might be conflict, violent conflict, considering Death saying "I'll save you too," which her version of saving is releasing them from life. But I guess when it comes to this Chainsaw Man, Fake Saw Man, what call is he trying to indicate a save? Like, am I gonna save this school festival and help out? Am I saving Trash Boy right now? Stop crying, Death
Oh my
Girl.
god! Slice of life with the slice of life school festival prep with the flesh monster Chainsaw Man.
That's
being.
the funniest outcome here.
I'm in.
I
Let's
thought
do it.
it was a Katana Man for a second when I saw the silhouette. I
Everybody
was like, why is
learns to get
Katana Man
along.
here?
Everybody learns to get along. Everybody works together. They have a great school festival with their new friend, Flesh Monster, Chainsaw Man.
It just
Devil,
gets
and-
more unhinged. Very interesting figures just keep helping more and more.
Just everybody just has
is
a
a big-
nice school festival. Roll credits.
It is
on
a big
Chainsaw
question
Man.
of who's asking for help, though.
Incredible. That's true. Yeah. Fake Saw
Because-
comes in hot, talking about I'm gonna save you from da da da. I'm gonna defeat. Someone's calling for help. Who was calling for help? Was it?
Specifically, someone is calling for help, and like nobody is calling for help because Bandage Boy doesn't
right.
know what's going on, and Death
right.
is specifically saying, "I'm gonna save you," not I need help" or anything like that. So it's
I
like,
guess if the Fire Devil, likes taking on this image of justice, it's just like I'm deciding what's justice, or I'm gonna say this or that when like nobody asked, guy. Sorry.
nobody asked.
Yeah, probably something like that. What do I think is gonna happen? We've got the Fun School Festival. We've got the Battle Royale. Um, I think we're gonna see. I really have no idea. I think we're gonna see just it pops off. It pops off with the Dead Devil and this Chainsaw Man guy, and we're not gonna get any radical shakeups from here. We're just going to see things escalate and kick off whatever that leads to. I genuinely have no idea. We've got some interesting ideas out there. We are wildly in the dark coming off of this chapter because so many things just got thrown back into the mix that we've been waiting for, but we still know nothing about. So it's kind of crazy time in the story. I'm excited to see where it goes, and we will see where it goes coming soon. Just a couple days here now until the next chapter. We will be back here then to discuss what occurs. I'd like to thank both my guests for coming on. It's a wonderful discussion. I'd like to thank everyone for listening.
Thanks for having us.
Who listens. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the stuff. Da 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 da.
The dibbly doo.
Yep, the doobly doo. We will be back again after the next chapter of Chainsaw Man. Thank you all, and goodbye.